Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, and today I want to talk quickly about Assassin's Creed Valhalla because they just announced there is going to be, for the first time ever, Year 2 content for, well, this game, but also just in general, the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's the first time they're actually expanding into second year content. I was very fortunate enough to be invited to a remote event the other week where I had a chance to basically watch the trailer for this, watch some gameplay, and kind of just hear about this stuff. So today I want to break down the details, give you an idea as to what you can expect from the next stuff. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Let me know in the comments down below. How did you guys enjoy Valhalla? Did you play through all the DLC stuff? Where does it rank in your Assassin's Creed tier list, so to speak? Of course, if you guys do enjoy this and you're excited to see some new content, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. But to begin with, there are a couple of things worth noting. The first stuff is, of course, around the Year 2 content. They're calling it the Assassin's Creed Valhalla Extended Experience. And again, as mentioned, this is the first time they've actually done a Year 2 content for one of these titles. Of course, following the launch of Valhalla, they went to the Wrath of Druids DLC, the Siege of Paris, which of course is the second current expansion, and now this new one is called Dawn of Ragnarok, which of course is incredibly awesome. I mean, I've mentioned this in the past when we did Valhalla videos, but I love my Norse mythology, and of course when the game had the sort of mythical components to it as well, honestly, I really enjoyed those ones, so they're really leaning into that this time around with the Dawn of Ragnarok expansion. This one is said to feature more than 35 hours of gameplay, so it is a pretty meaty sized expansion. I mean, of course, the base game was pretty big anyway, but when you think about it, 35 hours is kind of what you get in some regular video games, so it is a decent chunk of content, and there'll be a new Norse Realm to explore. And the actual area itself, they said, will be about 1/3 of the size of England. So when you think about the Valhalla map, England was pretty big. It was like a huge map to kind of go across. So a map that is effectively 1/3 of the size of that is still quite a big sort of playground to mess around in. And you'll enter this, or you'll access this, basically after drinking a potion. Very similar way to how you've accessed the other realms in the game anyway. But you will drink a potion, and then Eivor will then have a vision where they become Odin. And you have to rescue his son Balder. And in doing so, you then go to the Dwarven Kingdom of Svartalheim, which is super cool. Some of the stuff they showed, of course, looks incredibly exciting already. And basically the premise for this is that you must find the dwarves and find where they're hiding in order to take advantage of their knowledge. And in the process, you'll of course fight Jotnars, which are the frost giants. You'll also fight Musels. I believe that's how you pronounce it because it comes from Muspelheim, basically the flaming guys, the guys that are just like big ass and on fire, and they're just dangerous, alright? Basically them. Those are the guys you'll be fighting as well. And then amidst this, you'll encounter new enemy types. One of them is the Flamekeeper, who can actually resurrect enemies that you have previously defeated, which of course is basically like flaming necromancer abilities, which is kind of crazy. And then following this, you can of course infiltrate strongholds. And when you defeat these enemies and obtain new powers, you'll be able to wield their powers against them. Some of them you will of course see in the trailer are things like Frost and Fire. And you'll also be able to battle Surtur as well. Again, I'm going to apologize, right? My Norse mythology, I know the names, but the pronunciation just doesn't come naturally to me. But anyway, the big-ass flaming enemy, again, if you know the mythology, this will be the biggest enemy Odin has ever faced, so that is going to be an epic climax to the story. However, interestingly, mechanic-wise, the way this works is that you have a special gauntlet that lets you take on special powers. So this includes things like transforming into a raven for special assassinations. You can infuse your weapons with fire and ice, hence of course the stuff from some of the new enemies. You can also use like a bow as a grappling hook. I mean, I've said this before, everyone be using grappling hooks right now. I'm not complaining, I love a grappling hook, but yo, the amount of games that come out and I just see a grappling hook. And of course you can also take advantage of that ability the enemy I spoke about earlier does, the Flamekeeper, where you can also resurrect enemies as allies. So basically you can do a lot of cool things. You can also take on the Valkyrie challenges, which I'm gonna kind of assume is similar to sort of like the Valkyrie challenges in God of War. Basically, you go to a new combat arena and you can then change the difficulty for different and better rewards, but it's basically going to be an arena where you can go and do some pretty tough battles. So that is effectively what to expect in the Dawn of Ragnarok, and this launches on March the 10th, so again during the hectic window. But if you guys have enjoyed everything that Valhalla brought, you've of course enjoyed the new content, all that good stuff like that, then this is the next chapter. However, there is one more thing. They are also doing a thing, a special kind of Assassin's Creed crossover stories, where basically there's a crossover between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla. This is a free cross-game event, and it goes live today. Not entirely sure what time at the time of making this video, but it will be live today. And this will offer unique environments, new islands to explore in both games, and a new story. Basically, the premise behind this is that Cassandra wonders what she's going to do for the rest of her immortal life, and then one story playstyle appears in Odyssey, the other one in Valhalla. Again, both of them are free, the expansions that is, not the game, but Cassandra basically goes in search of the Isu artifacts because she's bored now that she's immortal, and it then leads Eivor and Cassandra to meet, they clash, and then they have to work together in order to overcome this. So the idea is that if you've played both games, you have save files in both games, you'll basically load up both games to play different chapters in these crossover stories, which is actually kind of cool. So yeah, if you guys want a chance to jump into that today, then of course you can do, but otherwise that is a quick rundown on what to expect in Year 2 of Valhalla. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and keep it locked for plenty more. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to catch more from us, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest uploads. And if you want somewhere to hang out, play games, or chat all things from games to anime, food to fitness, consider joining the HyperX Gaming Discord.